What's up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the Pod on the Go Show. I'm your host, Rez, and thank you for joining me again today. You guys are part of my team, and today I'm going to give you guys a free resource, something a little different, something you can find on the website, podonthego.com. But I'm going to run through what it is today, and it is 13 podcast roles for every team. And if you're searching for a VA or you're searching for somebody to add to your team, I'm giving you the names to look for, the things to actually search for to find somebody that's qualified to help with your show. All right, so 13 podcasting roles. Also, with the number 13, this is a great movie. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it or if you're into action movies. I don't know why I thought about it, except for the number 13. 13 Assassins by Takashi Miike. I believe that's how you say it. Great movie. Like, made in 2010. Completely random. All right, so there's no such thing as a self-made man. You will reach your goals only with the help of others. Role number 1 is host. The host is a talent. It's normally you. If you're the podcaster, you're the person that creates the show. It's your brainchild. It's also, the reason that the podcast exists 9 times out of 10. So they are the number 1 role and the person that begins everything. Again, this is a resource. I'm just going to run through these really quick and you can read them. I'll put them up on screen and everything for you. They also guide the direction of the show, and their main role is to bring it every show. They have to be the one that gets there early and stays late. They have to be one that guides the direction of the show. So you have to bring it. They have to be ready to perform every episode. They can't dial it in. So the next role is co-host or moderator. And every show doesn't have one. Some shows don't need one. You just have the host and a guest a lot of times. But some shows do it really well and do really well with the moderator. For example, one that I love listening to and a big fan of is Creating Disney Magic with Lee Cockrell. But the host is a guy named Jody Mayberry. I met him once 2 years ago at Podcast Movement. Really nice guy. Hopefully I'll bring him on the show soon and interview him. But he does a tremendous job guiding the show and leading the show and being the moderator and co-host. Tremendous job. And every now and then you'll find other podcasts like that because the ideal co-host is somebody who supports the host. They laugh at their jokes. They bring different viewpoints to the table. They help do research. They compliment the host to make him or her a better host. Next is producer. On most podcasts, the producer is the tech guy. Right. When I was on Nick DiPaolo's show, I was the tech guy. On all of my podcasts, they call me the producer. But what a producer really does is more. A producer is kind of the glue that holds everything together. They kind of oversee the entire process. Takes the host's vision and makes it a reality. So when people come to me to produce their podcast, they are giving me an idea and I'm sending them different places to help build a team. So I'm introducing them to website designers and graphic designers. I'm introducing them to marketers and social media experts and PR people. They can also just help to, bring new ideas to the table. That's what the producer is for. Another thing I'm going to say is that all these 13 roles, one person can do every single one of them. They won't do them well. But if you're just starting out a podcast, you're going to have to do every single one of these roles yourself. It just is what it is. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing every single role. And then I added a social media marketer because I know that's what I need help with. Next, I'll probably add a PR person to help get me on other podcast shows. Technical director is an extension of the producer. This is a person who is going to be needed on a larger podcast. The eyes and ears of the producer, they're the hands of the producer. The camera operator or the video switcher, they make sure that the graphics and sound clips and video clips are uploaded correctly and put on screen at the right moment. The producer is in their ear telling them what to do during the show. The audio video engineer, you could think of him as like the high school AV guy. He's going around putting out fires. Anything that comes up, he's there to fix it. If there's a faulty wire somewhere, if there is bad sound, if somebody's clipping on their audio, he's there to help figure things out and make sure that everything is going to turn out right as the finished product. He's also there to, set things up and make sure that when guests call in remotely, they look and sound great. Next is a camera operator. Most productions won't even need this. Again, this is for really large productions. I need a camera operator in a lot of live events where things aren't in a set position already. If you're going to a studio, you won't need a camera operator. But they could also be the video switcher. It could be multiple people depending on the size of the production, or it could be multiple static cameras put out throughout a studio or a live venue, and it's a one camera operator there switching different angles depending on who's speaking or what's going on or all that stuff. So, and he also listens to direction from the producer and the technical director to get the required setup and look and feel. Video editor. This is a big one. I have a long list of stuff here. I'm not going to go through everything, but it's huge. When you hire a video editor, you want to make sure you are getting the best video editor that you can afford. He can make or break a product. Have you ever seen a movie with great actors, but it just doesn't flow well? Or a video with a great voiceover, but it just doesn't flow well? Like, an editor can make or break a good production. Next is graphic designer. I can't tell you how important it is creating great thumbnails and great titles for your show. Nobody's going to click on something that doesn't look entertaining. So if you're letting YouTube decide what your thumbnail is going to be, you're making a mistake. You have to go into either Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator or whatever you're comfortable with. Personally, I use Canva. I love Canva. I'll leave a link to it below as an affiliate link if you want to try it out for a few days. But I absolutely love Canva. That's what I do all my designs with. That's what I create the PowerPoint with every day. It's just so simple. You can create templates and get to them easily. It's a wonderful app, and it's worth every penny. It's free, but you can do an updated version and it's worth every penny. If you want to give the video editor lower thirds with a specific look and feel to it, with a specific font and specific colors, then a graphic designer can help with that. If you're going to do any kind of ads or promotional material, you're going to need a graphic designer to help you with that. Next is a copywriter, somebody who crafts episode titles that make people want to watch and listen to the show. This is one of the hardest parts for me because I just want to, write what I'm talking about, but you also have to make it kind of clickbaity if you want people to click on it. A copywriter also writes the episode description or show notes and works with the marketing and graphic design teams to create engaging ad messaging. Next is a PR specialist. If you want to grow your show, and this is what I'm going to work on next, is getting on other podcasts and getting great guests on your podcast. It's not as hard as you think it is, but it's hard because it's time consuming. So that's where getting a PR specialist comes in at. A PR specialist can also help with getting you speaking engagements or guests to podcasts and related magazines and blogs. And they collaborate with the producer and the host and marketing to make sure the podcast is on brand. Marketing a social media specialist. So this is a person who is your voice to the people, because that's the biggest way the podcasts market themselves is on social media, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. So you want a person who's going to post on a regular basis, tags and mention guests, works with the team to craft messages and hashtags that are appropriate, direct all posts back to the website and podcast, to just create engagement and diversity on your social media accounts. Next is a recurring guest. This is one of those things that people don't think about a lot. But if you have a recurring guest on your show, then they're a part of your team. You have to take care of them. Send them, swag, send them a hat, send them stickers, send them a microphone. You can send them good lighting. You can have the technical director go to their office or their home and help them set up a better looking background or help them set up a green screen so that they can be more incorporated into your podcast and look better on screen. And lastly is your listeners and supporters. Without your listeners and supporters, there would be no podcast. Next to the host, they're the most important part of your show, so you have to take care of them as well. If you see a lot of people making the same comments, then you should address it. Not listening to your audience is the fastest way to start losing fans. They are the reason you're podcasting, the reason you're earning revenue, and the reason you're trending. So take care of them. You do things like free giveaways, in-person events that are pandemic safe or whatever, create a forum or a private Facebook group for them, and find your super fans, your biggest supporters, and get their support and advice and send them swag and send them, pictures or invite them to private events, whatever it takes to really take care of your people. That's where I'm going to wrap it up. My dog's barking. Talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence win championships. Michael Jordan. Yeah, guys, so if you like the episode, I have a free resource on the website for you, and you can get a copy at podonthego.com/resources, and you can download it as a PDF or a Word document for absolutely free. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Raz, host of Pod on the Go. That's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Raz.